Okay. So good morning. This is Saturday, December 18th, and we are having our GRIT call. For those of you listening, GRIT actually means Global Redox Impact Technologies. And it's this group is dedicated to making a difference. And today we are very privileged to have Tom Ginn share some of his insights. We are starting the 90-day run in January. Tom is a coach, a success coach, and is very well versed in mindsets and how to best prepare you to get the most out of your goals. So today I'm going to let Tom speak, and he's going to be sharing a PowerPoint. And after that, we will have a small discussion about the 12-week year. I have some templates to share with the team, and I'm going to let Tom take it away.
I'm going to share the screen here. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to be part of this team. And I love this family that SIA has, whether it be this team or anybody else's team. We all have the same spirit, the same purpose, and same why. And so today I'm just going to go through, we got a 90-day run coming up. But, many times when we hear that, we move to a state of fear, because that's an unknown. We may have never done it before. It's going to challenge us. It's going to put us in a place of discomfort. And so myself being in the financial service arena, I've seen behaviors. That's what got me into the coaching business. And I'm going to share with you what I use with my clients. So more importantly, what I've applied in my life. So it works. It's sort of like the experience of redox. You really know it's real when you apply it to yourself. It's not a theory. It's not anything like that. It's really to understand how to accomplish anything. This is not only just about the 90-day run. You can take these principles and apply them in every aspect of your life and get different results. So today I just want to, passion plus persistence equals grit. I thought that was an appropriate piece right there. So everybody can see this, and you're recording? Yes, I see you recording. Good. So here we go. A little bit today is a little bit about myself. I'm my wife and I, Kathy's here today. We're both certified Proctor Gallagher Institute coaches. I'm also a financial coach by the Dave Ramsey Institute, and also John Maxwell trained coach as well. And we're going to use some principles. I take the knowledge of the most successful people and apply those principles and teach these principles. So we're going to be referencing some of these principles here today around the John Maxwell and some of the other principles that I use. We're in a business, we're trying to create something for ourselves and our family. I'm going to talk about how we do this. A little bit about myself. My wife and I were entrepreneurs. I've been in business since '83, and I've only worked for a few companies in my lifetime since that period of time. I'm busy, and I do many different things. My wife is busy, so I'll just let you look at that. So I'm a busy guy. So people try to know, how am I going to do another thing or a business? I guarantee you, when your vision and your purpose is clear, the amount of things you have to do becomes easier or easeful. So I'm a busy guy, and understanding these principles allows me to be able to do what I do. We're starting a 90-day run. This can affect your life, your entire future, on how well you take this information. So I'm going to ask you, before I click and start this video, get a pen and paper down, because what flows through you and you write it down sticks to you. So if you're not taking notes, this will go by you. Okay? So this first video, I want you to pay attention and write down what you came away with this 2 to 3 minute video. Okay? Just write it down, then I'll come back at the end of the video and just ask you what you noticed, or how you responded. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay, real briefly, just I'll start with Joyce. Joyce, what'd you come away with that video? What did you see there that resonated with you that you can relate to? A hurdle.
I immediately wrote the limiting beliefs, my self-esteem, and the past failures. Those are the three.
Okay. Brian, what were the hurdles that you saw there that related to you?
Okay, well, I just saw the fear of not being prepared. That was one of the biggest ones, and that brings on all kinds of fears and everything. But if can I embellish on this just a little bit, or are you going to ask other questions?
Go ahead, just go ahead, because once we get done with this segment, we're moving on. So
Okay, so I took a real look at this and I said preparation is key. Preparation includes training and practice, which develops confidence, and therefore you can always conquer your fears and reasons why not in a certain time frame.
great.
Done.
Great. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for your feedback. Kathy, what was the thing that stuck out to you in that the hurdles? Kathy, you're muted.
Okay.
Okay. I'm embarrassed to say I didn't think I got your instructions. I didn't look at the hurdles. I looked at her.
Mhm.
And what I came away from is she was coachable, she didn't quit, and she had fierce determination. And my hurdle is fear. But yeah, she was very coachable.
Mhm.
Great. Steve, what was that you saw in that video that resonated with you? The hurdles that you resonated with? Or
I I felt hungry. I was ready to challenge my fear. I felt like I was getting ready to compete with love and happiness, and which will equal peace at the end when I reach my goal.
Great.
Very good.
Jeanette.
I focused like Kathy did. I thought I was looking for the takeaways. Now, I wasn't looking at the hurdles, but if I looked at the hurdles, I'd say the first one would be fear, and fear tends to make me want to hide. So I want to do this invisibly, and I realized I can't. You need a coach. You need to be with people who understand the vision and coach you to see the vision at the end. And not everybody has that. So you have to make sure that you're all talking the same language. And yeah, she was very coachable, but she focused on the goal. She never really looked at the hurdles. She just kept practicing going over the hurdles so they became easier and faster.
Mhm.
Great. All great feedback. Today, what I'm going to focus in is the number one thing that holds people back and
say
how to
one more thing?
eliminate it. What's that?
Tom, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
I wanted to add to it. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. How's that sound?
Mhm.
Sounds great, buddy. Sounds great. So, so let's move to the number one thing, and I want to let you understand that we're not created for success. We're created for survival. And the thing that drives us and holds us back in everything we do is this right here. So the question was, what's your hurdle? That's what I meant to put that slide up. So
Okay.
let's talk about, before we get into this, what do these people all have in common? Just take a look at them. You know, you probably know all of them.
Funny looking guy in the bottom.
What's that?
Funny looking guy in the bottom right.
Yeah, that's John Maxwell.
I'm talking about you.
Can we all mute or something so we can focus on the conversation at hand?
Yes, please do. Everybody move.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what we have here, all these people have what they all have in common is this one thing: vision. When you look at people that are succeeding or have made an impact in the world, whether it be in business, in the spiritual realm, or whatever, they never talk about goals. They talk about a vision. And that is the driving force that's going to eliminate the hurdles that are going to get in your way in life, whether it be in the business with ASEA or everything else, is a vision, a clear mental picture of the outcome you seek. So what is you need to start answering these questions for yourself. What is your vision and dream? Will you achieve it in your lifetime? You need to answer these questions for yourself. And everyone's going to have their own dream, their own vision, and a time frame they want to work with in their lifetime. Here it is, fear. There's a lot of things that predominantly keep people stuck. And you mentioned it, Joyce, about self-image and that thing. But ultimately, the thing that is working right now at your subconscious level is fear. I'm giving you information that may be new and contrary to what we've been programmed with. So fear is the underlying thing that causes us to take on something new outside our comfort level. And a 90-day run, if you've never done one, even if you've done one, there's new challenges and new ways because you're going to look at discouragements and past things that you've done. So fear is a predominant thing, and how do you overcome it? And what I have found through my coaching is when you understand what we're talking about today, fear is no longer an obstacle, no longer the obstacle. I want to reference this, 27,365, this number. This number represents the average lifespan of a person, all cases, all things considered perfect. 27,365. That's 75 years. So if you want to know how many days you have left under the best circumstances, take your age times 365 and subtract it from 27,365. That's what you have to work with between now and the accomplishment of what you want in your life. What is that going to look like? So there's some things that you really understand in pursuit of whatever you're looking for in life, whether it be in a ASEA business or your relationships or anything else. You've got to recognize the most valuable thing that you have is this moment. This moment, not tomorrow. Yesterday is gone. This moment and what you do with it will dictate your future. Urgency. 90 days creates a sense of urgency. Do you feel it? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel nervous? Are you worrisome? A lot of, how am I going to do that? I'm busy. I got family. I got jobs. I got all this stuff. How am I going to do this? But you got to have a sense of urgency. So you have to start asking your questions. What do you want in relationship to a goal or a vision? What do you want? This is asked all the time. What do you want? But I'm going to take it a little bit deeper here this morning. It's not what you want, but what do you desire? People want things all the time. They want more money. They want a bigger house. They want more vacation. They want. Nothing happens in life until you're tied, and this comes from Napoleon Hill, until you have a deep burning desire to accomplish whatever that is. It's an emotional attachment to the outcome you seek is your desire. Nothing happens on a want. I want to be a diamond in ASEA. That ain't going to happen. I have to desire to become a diamond to make it happen. First key word, desire. Embrace this, an emotional attachment to what you want. The common denominator of success in anything we do is having a clear vision. We have dreams, we're very clear, and we have it for a purpose. Just have making $1 million if that was a goal. If you don't have a purpose behind it, you won't chase it. It sounds good. Boy, that would look good having $1 million in cash today. a lot of my worries will go away. But if you don't have a why behind it, it won't occur. So we have to get back to the state in psychology and psychiatry, and we got to get back to that childlike state. Our ability to dream and have visions has been squashed. We won't go into the day because I cover that in my coaching, but we got to get to that state, because a child, what they see, it's as real, even though it's not real and tangible in front of it, but in their mind, it is real. Vision gets the dreams started. Got to have a fantasy. Got to be childlike in that at an emotional level. A vision and a dream is an inspiring picture, key word here, picture of the future that energizes your mind with mind, will, and emotions. You notice there's nothing here about goals, processes, how-tos. Those all come when you get clear. If you ask the question, how, your mind is already set up, can't. You're set up for failure when you ask that first question. How am I going to do a 90-day run? Or how am I going to accomplish getting to diamond? Or how am I, if you ask that question first, your subconscious already has the answer. You can't do it. So how do you change that? Some very purposeful words you understand what success is about is I am. You have to own I am success. Not my goal to become successful. I am. And I'm going to cover something here in a minute. You got to have a vision. You got to have a mission. You got to have goals. You notice are smaller. You got to have a target. Your core values. These all an objective. These are all the things that you're going to do to create a vision that you can emotionally tie yourself to. But you got to understand the power of the word I am. I am, and you fill in the blank. Even though you haven't obtained it yet, your subconscious does not know the difference if you tell yourself that statement over and over again. Then your behavior and habitual will start aligning with the future outcome. A clear written plan of their vision. Successful. Do you have, how many, just put your hand up. How many have clear written plans of what they want in life? Now, when you do that, is that just a set of bullet points, or is that a manuscript? It should be in the form of a manuscript with an ending already created. And you got to understand these statistics. According to best research, less than 3% of Americans have written goals, and less than 1% review and rewrite their goals on a daily basis. How many of you have your goals, vision, and rewrite them or on a daily basis? Show of hands. The simple fact of writing down a goal and make it a written plan for accomplishment moves you to the top 3%. When we look at the leaders in ASEA, they're doing this. I guarantee you they're doing this. The question is, why aren't you doing it? Or why am I not doing it? Success leaves clues. This is not coincidence, sort of like redox molecules. It works. Don't know how it works, but it works. This is a very important thing to know. There have been a lot of studies. Harvard did a study and researched 20 years of past graduates, and they did a broad study. But what they found out, the 10-10-80 formula, 10% of all the graduates had clear written goals, not a bullet point, a manuscript. It's as clear as when you read a novel, it paints a picture in your brain. You see it. We think in pictures. So your manuscript that you're writing for yourself and your vision is when you read it, you can close your eyes and you can see it. That's how clear it's got to be. Most people do 10%, do what they do, because we've been taught SMART goals, write them down, targets, plans, all that stuff. I guarantee you goals by themselves don't work. Okay. And 80% have zero written goals down. But here's the key. The 10% that had clear written goals, like a manuscript, clearly defined, had 20 times greater net worth than the other 90% combined. Interesting number. Take note. Take note. 20% greater net worth than the other 90% combined. Common reasons 5 common reasons for not identifying your dreams. Disappointments. It goes back to when we were a child. Oh, Tommy, that's a crazy thing to do, pretend like you're a pirate. That's a crazy dream. We settle. Lack of confidence. Lack of imagination. When you talk to people who are successful, they have great imaginations. And discouragement. These are the 5 reasons that get in the way. Some of them have been put on us culturally and our belief systems. And I coach on how to identify these and how to get through these on a deeper level. 10 steps to conquer your dreams. Ownership. You've got to own the outcome before you obtain it. Clarity. It's clear as a picture. Clear as a painting. Clear as an architect's rendering. It's reality. It is going to happen. You have a passion. You have a why behind it. And a pathway. You got to have a pathway. And a lot of things that the pathway would be is a coach and mentor, a program, a process, people. You can't do this by yourself. You cannot have big goals and big dreams doing it by yourself. You need mentors. It's going to cost. You're going to have to make an investment in time and resources. You got to have tenacity. You're not going to let anything get in the way. When you have a vision and a purpose, nothing's going to get in your way. The hard work, the fulfillment. What does it feel like when you have accomplished something? That will fuel why you're going to do it again and again and again and again, because you release endorphins, good feelings. And the significance. What's the difference that you made in the world? These are steps to conquer your dreams. Are you living your dream or the dreams of someone has set for you? You need to ask that. Most people go after things or create their life around what culture says, what mom and dad has said. Get out of that. Create your own dream, your own purpose. We've heard all these statements. You should be a doctor. You should be a chemist. You should be this. You should be that. Is that what you really want? I always wanted to be. Go back to your childlike. When I do coaching, I help people find out what those things are that bring value to them and what they really want in life. And my parents said, and my teacher said, and we can go on, that's how most of us have created our path in life. And most people are frustrated because it isn't what they really want to be doing. Taking ownership of your vision and dream. Lead your life. These are principles that you got to lead. You're the one. I can't do it for you. Jeanette can't do it for you. You got to take some leadership and ownership. Love what you do. Love what you do. Believe in your vision. Got to have faith. You got to believe. Don't compare. That's where a lot of people make mistakes. You grow. We see somebody excelling at high. Oh God, he or she's smarter, got more degrees, is lucky. We start comparing. Do not compare your dream and your purpose. Whether your next step is to become a director 300 or director 700, don't compare that somebody else in your organization is going to diamond. You will get there. Because if you start comparing, you create a can't do it. They're special. They've got something else. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Those are principles that if you put them into practice and embrace them, things start shifting. It is my nature to be. This is want to paint this picture and get clear understanding what this means. I'll use this one. My goal is to be more loving. Let me share with you what goals do in relationship to a vision. It's your nature to be loving. You own it already. You perform in the nature. It's my nature to be successful. It's not my goal to become more successful. It's my nature. You own it already. Your behavior will then start matching. But when you have, it's my nature to be, and you put it in there. I own it. It is within me. It's my power. It's already there. And guess what? This will start what's happening here. When it's your nature, you own the outcome before you obtain it. You own it before. You're emotionally attached to it. You know it, you see it, you feel it, it's like real. Like redox molecules. A goal is something you don't have and puts you in a conflict with your vision. I'm in a mastermind with a general, and he's in our group, and he's Glenn Morshower. Raise your hands how many people have heard of Glenn Morshower? The 24, The Resident. He's done more movies and more TV sitcoms than any other actor in history, and he does coaching, and he's in our mastermind. And you have to understand this principle. When we have a goal, it's saying, I haven't obtained it. And your vision says, all right, you're in conflict. Get rid of the goal mentality. The goals are nothing more than processes. They're processes. Stay focused on the vision, the purpose, and the why, and the processes will take care of it. And that's how do I do it? The processes will manifest it. Goals don't work if they're not attached to a why, purpose, and a vision. They don't work by themselves. It's a bundle. It's a bundle of things going on. Glenn Morshower, I learned that from him. He's probably the greatest sages I've ever met in my personal development. Okay? He teaches actors the right mindset to be a successful actor or actress. What if you had no limitations? See, the only limitations you have are the ones you create in your own mind. What is your level of commitment? What's your level of commitment? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? That changes the formula. But when you have a vision, none of these questions are relevant. But to get to where you want to go, you've got to do some prepping. And the prepping starts right here and in the heart and the belief systems around what the objective that you want. You have to make a decision. Like Steve said there, he's sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you fill in the blank. You have to make a firm mental, emotional decision. I am done with it. I'm moving forward. Nothing's going to get in my way. You have to make a decision. Cost of the dream. I won't go through all these. You know, there's a cost associated. Staying in the same place, knowing that you want something, there's a cost associated with that. How do you determine the price you want to pay for your dream? Do you avoid the question? Do you avoid the cost? And the cost many times in growth is investment in something. Time. Could be resources. It could be money. Do you avoid your dream? When you start dreaming, you go, oh my gosh, that's corny. That's, you know, that's, you fall back to this self-programmed, self-destructive thinking. And we're not just talking dollars and cents here, the cost. Is it too much to pay? Is it possible to pay too much for your dream? The dream is free, but the journey isn't. The price must be paid sooner than you think. The price will be higher than you expect. This is sort of like setting expectations to see it with your clients, right? The price must be paid more than once. If you're going to build a business, you're going to be doing this thing over and over again, more than once. Types of cost. You got to have your priorities in order. If it's all about the money and all about the business, and you don't have your priorities in order, then there's to be a price to pay that's not pretty. Price of the cost, dealing with people in criticism. You know, I'm not interested. The price of overcoming your fears. The price of hard work. There's a dividend to be paid, or there can be a deficit, a loss. There's a price to be paid going after whatever you want. Only you can figure out the cost. How much are you willing to pay for your dream and your vision? What are you not willing to pay? Kathy is a great example. When you're creating your vision, and Kathy, if she can jump on, Kath, could you unmute and tell them how you set your vision, what you around this? Unmute, Kath. Kath.
Yeah, I am, hon.
Okay. Comment on that one thing. Not what you don't, you know what you don't want.
Oh, through my learning and hanging out with Tom, people ask, you know, what did you want? What do you want? What do you want? How did you get where you're at? And as I reflected on that, I really came to realize I wasn't the type of person to know what I wanted, but I always knew what I didn't want. And that led me to what I wanted.
Exactly.
So, and I like that because not everybody knows what they want, but many people know what they don't want.
Exactly. Thanks, Kath.
Yep.
That's part of creating that vision. You eliminate those things that you don't want in your life. It could be people, it could be whatever. The bigger the dream, the higher the price, higher the cost. It's one thing to have a dream and another to do the things to achieve it. Goes back to the want and desire. Increase the odds of your dream becoming a reality with 10 dream test questions. I have this. I can put it in the chat afterwards as a download. Put your dreams to a test. Engage in a process. You've got to engage in a process. The vision is clearly painted. The architect's done the sketch. The process is the plans have been created in a blueprint, and you don't put the roof on before you dig the foundation, right? There's a process that you go through. Is your dream going to be worth it? What is it going to feel like, look like, to accomplish what you set yourself out for, whether it be in a SIA or anything else in life? Dare to dream. Dream bigger. If it excites you and scares you at the same time, you're on the right path. Prepare the dream. The preparing is the belief system. It's the mental work. It's the emotional work. Writing it down, being clear. It's clear you're emotionally attached to the outcome you seek before you obtain it. It's your nature to be. You wear it. It becomes part of who you are. It's your persona. It's like David says that ASEA, we wear it. What does he say? Well, anyway, we're wearing it. It's obvious when people are
That you
going after
drink
what
it,
they
You
Go ahead.
drink it and you share it and you wear it.
exactly. Your vision is the same thing. Is you've got to be walking the talk, and you will draw to you all the resources you need to accomplish. You wear the dream. You don't hide it. We're repairing it. Things are going to get in the way. Life happens. But you're not going to let life get in the way. You're not going to let life get in the way. There's going to be obstacles. But the vision is always there. You will figure a way to keep moving forward. And share your dream. And I want to be clear on how you share your dream. You share your dream with those that will support you. You do not share your dreams with those that are negative and skeptical, because they won't support you. So when you build that circle, that family, you start moving your dream forward, because now you have a family and a support system working with you. Be careful who you share your dreams with. That big dream. How do I create my vision for myself? We're going through this process. And I learned this from another personal development coach. Go to the end. You're already past. What would be the eulogy? What would people say about you? What was the impact you left in people's lives? That's where you start, and you engineer it backwards at an emotional level. Then you put all the things why you built a business, why you want to have money, what do you want to do? If you build it from the outcome back, what would people say when they're remembering you? Second thing, what do you desire? Not what you want. This is how you're going to create your vision. What do you desire? What sort of legacy do you want? What sort of legacy do you want? Get this book. People don't care what you do and how you do it in life. They care why you do what you do. Whether it be in your spiritual life, your business life, your career life, people only care about why you do what you do. If you want to attract people to your business, be clear on your why. And you get clear on that, you have a purpose. You have a crusade. You make it fun, and you got to love it, but you got to believe. You got to believe of the outcome you seek. That's where you start. You start today. Fear is never the hurdle. Your purpose, passion, and why, you're not going to let anything go in the way. Yeah, we got fears that, fear of success, there's 52 common fears people have, an infinite amount of phobias. There's 52 identifiable fears that people deal with. Fear of success, fear of this, very tangible things. But most people they're working on phobias. When you have a vision, purpose, and you're clear on your why, nothing's going to get in the way. The 90-day run will be a challenge. You know it. There's going to be a price to pay, but look at the rewards. Be clear on the outcome of what you want to accomplish that 90. If it's just getting to the next level, be very clear what that is. And the process will tell you what you need to do. We must all suffer from one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. Do you want to live your life having regrets when you know you could have done something today to create the outcome? And anybody that works in that space of people in the latter stages, most people have a lot of regrets. I don't want to have regrets. I want to give what I have today at my fullest potential. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fall short, but I know if I gave everything I have to my vision, my purpose and why, I will not leave this earth physically with regrets. Discipline. Most people, how do you do what you do? I'm pretty disciplined, but I'm not. I look at what I coach people. Discipline is something most people don't have. Got to have a discipline quotient that you're working. You got to be able to know what that is. Discipline requires sacrifice. And I'll just ask Jeanette, when I say the word sacrifice, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Time. To sacrifice time. My family. Time with my family.
Okay. There's a loss. You don't want to give that up, right?
Right.
Okay. But here's a better way to look at sacrifice, is associate with a positive result. A sacrifice is you're giving something up for a higher good. That changes the requirement, the equation. So sacrifice, well, it could be, you could take anything. Watching TV. Tom Ginn turned off his TV 5.5 years ago. I have never watched TV in my home in 5.5 years. It was a sacrifice. I knew it was taking away from my vision, purpose, and why. So I eliminated it permanently. Sometimes you have to eliminate things temporarily to get to the next step. That could be, hey, I got to carve out some time for the next 90 days. Let the family know that in this time that you put on your calendar, the 12-week year, that's going to be the sacrifice, and everybody knows. But it could be temporary, it could be permanent, but it's a different relationship. It takes a sacrifice to be disciplined. So sacrifice is giving something up for a higher good. I can't dictate what that is. Only you know what that is. The higher good. And I just want to leave this message with everybody. Have a Merry Christmas. This is a great time to celebrate. I love this picture. When I saw this Merry Christmas tree, it reminded me of redox molecules. There's a lot of energy moving there. So I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. In closing here, and then we'll open up for a couple comments. I just want to thank you for being here today. Those are going to be watching this. Make a decision to change your life. Start with the vision, purpose, and why. I'm always open to coaching, mentoring, or whatever. If anyone wants to reach out to me, I'd be glad to share that. That is it.
Thank you. And you're going to share that, put the dream to the test checklist. I think you had 10 steps.
Yeah,
or something.
can I put that in a chat? Is that how we do it?
You can put it in the chat, or you can send it to me, and I can send it out with the templates I made for the 12-week year, whichever one works best for you. Either
I
way,
think the email, because once the Zoom is done, you lose the chat.
yeah, but I copy
Okay.
and paste it right off the chat and put it right into a document.
It's a document, a PDF document. It's a little workbook, little checklist thing, re-asking those questions, self-study type thing.
And if you send it to, then if it's a PDF, then go ahead and send it to me, and I'll send it along with the other templates.
That would be great.
Thank you, Jeanette.
Hey, Tom,
Yeah,
Tom.
Drew.
I apologize for hopping on late. There's some barriers in the house that I'm turning into opportunities. My kids.
Attaboy,
I
Drew.
don't know if you guys struggle with this, and this might, I want to share with you guys because it's going to help me and it may help some others, but I struggle with, I know where I want to go. And for some reason, the fear of the action of the process, the step-by-step process to get there. And I always try to reinvent the wheel, which is a big mistake. I've got a team here that right now, that's holding me back is what should be the step-by-step process in getting the ASEA message out there, because I take bits of information, from one webinar we had, when all the millionaires and all that, and then I have all this stuff and I'm like, shit, overwhelmed. So if any of you have like a step-by-step process, I mean, I did that I did that virtual network, a network marketing thing for the whole weekend. That was awesome. But again, I took something down from Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins, and then I got a shitload of notes that I'm like, now what? If you guys can share just what process you do, whether it's social media, emails, I'm gonna copy it. I don't want to reinvent the wheel because I have my vision. I know what the hell I want, and what always holds me back.
Can I share something with you?
Yeah.
Because we get silvery objects. There's a lot of them out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting bombarded with a lot of great information and we don't know what to absorb and what to do. But I tell you this, I write this down, look this person up, Dr. Miles Monroe. Go to YouTube. He passed, him and his wife were killed in a plane crash. I've learned more from his teachings in The Power of Vision than any resource and besides Simon Sinek. When we get very clear on our purpose, vision, and why, things become easy. We're able to sort them out. This one aligns with what I want to do. This one doesn't. Even though it might be good, but it's not aligning with who you are. You will know when you're clear. And then you don't get chasing silver objects. Take and keep things simple. That's what I love about the leadership we have, is a very simple approach to introducing. But you have to be clear on what you want. Then you can deflect those things and only bring those things in that support that immediate vision or purpose or process. We get too hung up on all the how-tos. And when we go to the how-tos, your subconscious is saying, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. So I hope that answers your question. Go ahead, Joyce.
So Drew, I was feeling the same. I've just been overwhelmed by it all. And I've done the Fraser Brooks, and then you've got Eric Warway, and then blah, blah. And then I'm trying to figure out with the time that I have what really resonates with me. And I really find I'm so effective one-on-one. I mean, I met randomly somebody at a gas station who, I won't even go through the whole chain of events. I ended up meeting with his daughter, who's a biomed, and now both her and her father want to sit and chat. And I'm far more effective one-on-one. That is my strength.
Okay.
I'm sitting at home now, working alone at home, and I forget that strength until I'm out in public. And anyone I meet one-on-one in public, I usually get them engaged. The social media, that's just like draining to me. And I'm finally realizing that is not where I'm going to spend a lot of my time. I'm going to learn to do maybe the challenge of one social media thing and getting a small habit for me. I can't do everything they share. That overwhelms me. I'm learning.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So for me, I'm going to find ways to be out. I need to get out. I'm a true extrovert. I'm sitting here becoming a hermit working from home. So I'm learning my strengths, and I'm shutting out, like Tom said, all these other tips on social media. They overwhelm me. Right. Now, maybe some are really gifted with that. At Christmas Eve, I decided today I'm going to ask my daughter-in-law, you're on Sharon's, I don't understand how you do the music and the special effects and all that on social media. I'll have fun having a conversation with her, but I'm picking and choosing what works for me and what is my strength. I hope that helps.
No, it does. And what's interesting, when I used to work at the hospitals, I was in healthcare for 24 years. I would be educating the caregivers and the patients and families, and I called it step one. That our greatest fear usually is step one. When you do step one and you have the vision and you have the why and you have your purpose, steps 2 through whatever are a piece of cake. So putting this in the context of a SIA, it seems to me step one for me needs to be write that list of 100 people, right, of who I'm going to contact for a SIA. And I guess from there, each person is a different human being, and I take a different approach. But I have to write that list of 100 people who could benefit from a SIA. That'll be my step one, I think, just by, thinking about it.
Well, and I love this, the vision, Tom. I've set so many goals, and then I find myself right back to feeling like what just happened, or I didn't reach them. Why bother? And I get very deflated. And I'm realizing the vision, I've heard it before, but truly owning how you want to be. I don't know that I've ever really written that down in that way. I know I've heard it somehow. Yeah, I really get it today. So,
Good.
yeah. So
I
your
just
100
wanna-
names will come after, Drew, how you really know you want to be with each one of those people.
Yeah, true.
So for the more granular step, for those that are not in this process and you've enrolled a new person and you're wondering what process you put them through, I highly recommend amazingmoleculestraining.com. It's got scripts, it's got steps, it's got the comp plan. You don't have to be the expert. Alan Noble created it. It's still tried and true. So for us at this level, it's wonderful, but a brand new person, maybe you just brought on, that's a really easy step. And then you can dive into these other conversations that we're having today.
Okay.
But I still love it. That's still my go-to. If someone asks, how do I know the comp plan? Go to Amazing Molecules Training. Someone wanted me to explain it. I said, go to Amazing Molecules Training. I felt like a recording. I'm not here to do that. So if that very granular in the weeds kind of step helps you and dovetailed with what Joyce and Tom are saying, I hope it does.
I think that the first step when you have somebody new, number one, you can't communicate and help them create their vision until you're really clear on yours. Craft your why and be passionate about it. And now you'll have confidence to say, let's sit down on this. Why do you want to do this? What do you really want out of it? That's your first thing, is get people to see the outcome. They're scared to death, overwhelmed. But once they get clear that there's hope and there's a place to go, they're going to figure it out.
Well, is there another step to that, Tom, where people are so excited, they're like over the top, and it's almost like when people, it's kind of, I know you're trying to say, let your imagination go wild, but at the same time, when people say, oh, but I want to make $1 million in the next 6 months, I'm like, okay, can we bring this in a little bit? I mean, how do you work with that?
How you do that? It's called realistic expectations.
Okay, so that's different than a vision, right?
Yeah, the vision is, why would you want $1 million? Now, it's possible to make it in a year.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But why? If you're not clear on the why, it won't happen. So
wasn't it Graziosa that said that there's 7 steps to the why? I don't remember if it was him or somebody else.
Yeah, you keep asking yourself why once you
Why,
answer
and then what is that going to do, and what is that going to, and why to really get down to it. And it's funny because when I did my why, when I first decided to do this, that's when I heard that, and I started to really think about it, and I kept going, why, and I finally came to the conclusion the only reason I'm really doing this is because I want to finish it, because I've never finished something like this before, and it's real important to me to finish. So that drives everything else. The money, the everything else, that's not what it's driving me. What's driving me is that I could say I did it. I completed it. I did what I wanted to do. You could say whatever you want, but I'm here. I'm thou. I'm it, and I'm happy. That's my new. What do you call it?
mantra.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna wear my happy hat all over the place. I get people to call me happy.
Oh, you're happy.
Listen to Pharrell. If you're happy.
There we go.
If you're
Very
happy,
nice.
no, clap your hands. No. All right, next.
Jeanette.
Kathy wants to say
Yeah, Jeanette, I'd like to go back to what you asked, you know, what you brought into this conversation about the other side of it. You know, I want to make $1 million in 6 months, right? Kind of person. And when I heard you say that, the first word that came to my mind is roots and groundedness. And to observe the person that's talking, and then to begin to ask them some really deeper questions. You know, questions are beautiful. Kind of like, and I'm just throwing this out, we could have a whole day on just this, I think. You know, are you willing to do what it takes to make that $1 million? I mean, that's kind of a surface question, right? But then get them to talk about their own values and their service work, and why are they here on this earth? You know, get them into how do you want to live your life? You know, the beingness versus the having. And to invite them into that space. I'm not putting a period at the end of what I'm saying. I'm just putting it out there as curiosity to all of us, because we're not an expert on another person's life. All we can do is ask them questions that perhaps will take them deeper into what they already know about themselves. Right? And that's why
I think that's the transformational piece as well, right? That Tyler is so, he's very clear that is part of his mission and vision in this company. So,
and I think those questions will really lead into what Tom really teaches. I mean, I think, you know, what is the why? You know, the why is deep. It is not a superficial ho-hum, you know, I'll give it a try. A why, that question of why am I doing this, is very deep, and it must be rooted. So when we lose our leaves on our tree, or the wind comes, right, or whatever happens in our life, our roots are so deep that our why never disappears. So the why is deep. And so perhaps as lead, you know, as people like us, you know, to get really good at asking questions that take people into their deep roots of why. Because the first thing, you know, a leaf falls off or the wind blows and people quit. Or they go into that hurdle of lame excuses that we saw earlier that Tom showed. So I guess my point is, you know, when I think of the why, I think of depth of a person's life.
Yeah.
That's just my thought.
Yeah, thank you.
I think success should be defined this way. And everybody's going to have their own vision of what that looks like. But to obtain what you want takes growth. So it's who you become along the way is where the success quotient is evaluated. Because you can't get to diamond until you become better yourself in your belief system. You can't get there. It's a journey. And unfortunately,
one of the things to that point, Tom, is that what I'm experiencing is that at each level that you go up in this business, there is another person to become. There is another lesson. It isn't a lesson once and done. And that was probably my biggest takeaway from the whole Eric Warrior weekend, was the dedication that all these leaders have to their self-growth, to their personal insight at every step. It never stops. Even if they have to rebuild a business, they're dedicated to the industry. They're dedicated to their company. Like Denny Robinson is so dedicated to ASEA and in its vision. Once I got that, all my fears went away. I was afraid this business was going to fail me. When in reality, I was failing myself in the business. And it's okay to rebuild. It's okay to reevaluate. And like you were saying, reevaluating your vision on a daily basis, because you're growing and learning and evolving, right? So now as a gold getting to platinum, I have different skill sets that I'm learning and being coached on. And it's very empowering, and especially being with people like you all who are strong, independent, you're entrepreneurs, you're thoughtful, you have your own mission and purpose, and each of you contribute to this team in ways I could never do alone. And so the company's Ubuntu philosophy is powerful, and I live and I reflect on it daily because we're so symbiotic, and I just love it. And I want to thank you again for this presentation. It is 12:10.
But I want to just close that.
No, I
with-
just want to say we can keep talking, but I know that we
I gotta
usually end
go.
at noon. So if people have to leave,
I gotta go.
Yeah, thank you for being here, Kathy.
Yeah, good to see you,
Merry
Jeanette.
Christmas.
Merry
Everybody,
Christmas.
Drew
Yeah.
and
Merry
Steve,
Christmas.
Merry
Kathy.
Christmas.
Bob and Joyce. First time I met you, so very
Yes.
nice, you guys,
Nice
and
to
Merry
meet
Christmas
you.
to all of you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You
And
too.
Tom, I'll see you later, I think, right?
Yeah, you're across the house here, so yeah, I hope I see you.
I was just gonna say, I love the believe, belong, become, which is the SIA's motto. That was it.
That it is.
So thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for those who are listening. Please review I'm going to be reviewing this recording a couple times. I know I am. I have so many notes here. I need to make sense out of them. And Tom, I appreciate your offer to help clarify and be available for coaching or just picking apart a piece for the team. It's really wonderful to have all of you here. Thank you.
Jeanette,
Tom,
I
is
have
there
a
anything
question.
else you wanted to say before I stop the recording?
I have a question because this might be relevant to keep it recorded. So is it Monday night that Dr. Silverman and everybody's laying out the 90-day push? And what's that info? How does everybody know about that and get plugged in? Is that Monday?
So there's a sheet. Has everyone seen the PDF that Debbie has sent out? And you need to fill it out. But she's asking for you to fill it out and see if you have someone you've already chosen to be a partner with. If you haven't, then she'll just randomly select you and put you together. I will put that in the grit group again. No, I know people are bombarded in WhatsApp, but I will be putting it in the grit WhatsApp group. And I'm guessing on Monday, they're going to be talking about it. They haven't been overly clear, except for on the ASEA United site when Denny talked about it last week. So you can go there. And I know that Millionaire Mindset team talked about it. And it's very, for those of us who have done it before, it's very similar to what we've done in the past. And I think that the why that Steve just put up, those steps are everything you just talked about today, Tom.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Guys, what's the Monday? I'm getting back on track because
So Monday night is
What is-
David Silverman and Debbie Wetzler's team call. It's
Okay.
where they have the opportunity to introduce new people, announce
that's
rank
right. I've been on that when I
advancements.
was, okay. Do you guys
Yeah.
have the link very readily handed? Because I'm gonna put it on my calendar.
301,
What's that?
301, 100, 1000.
Oh, that's it. It's in Zoom.
Password is gift.
Right.
Say that again, Bob.
301,
Yep.
100,
Uh-huh.
1000. Password is gift, GIFT, lowercase.
What time is that on Mondays?
8 o'clock
All right.
Eastern.
Eastern
Okay,
time.
thanks.
That's the same in your town too.
Got it.
So the reason why this team got developed was because there were the nooks and crannies and the discussions, and this has become like a real mastermind for a bunch of us, because they don't have time to do all that, right? And the team has gotten so large. So there's a camaraderie that's developed on Saturday morning with us. And then there's this overview, big picture, which is always powerful for other people to see. It's social proof, right? So Monday nights has its different purpose.
Okay.
So I hope that helps a little bit.
Excuse me, Tom. Could I trouble you? Could you send out an email if anybody else wants it? I think it was slide 31 when you had all the points up. I really want to hang that and look at it all the time.
What points were you talking about? Steve, what was the topic?
Sadness and everything. No, it was slide number 31.
No.
That's the one I was
Let
looking
me see what that is.
at. I'm a number person. I was writing it down and I was like, well, I should get a copy of the slide.
That it, Steve?
No, it wasn't that one. Mm-mm. It had it in a circle.
What's that?
Had it in a circle, I thought.
Yeah.
And that one,
23.
23, yeah.
yes,
You're dyslexic also.
I am.
You did say 32.
But those numbers don't match at all, Bob. So, 31,
23 and
13,
32.
23.
Ike,
Close enough.
That's a simple math problem. It's no problem.
I thought you were referring to 21, which I thought was impressive too.
Yeah. Really, I agree with Joyce and what others have said. The goals thing has troubled me for years. And I have to say, Tom, I completely agree. I didn't even know other people were thinking the same way, but I'm a big Abraham Hicks fan. And it dawned on me that all that mentality of focusing on goals is truly a lack. So the last couple of years, Steve will tell you, I call him out every time. And it's about where do you want to go, not what don't you have, because then you just will keep getting what you don't have.
Makes me
Yeah.
emotional.
Most people will quit on the first obstacle, or
Yeah.
they will settle for a whole lot less. They'll
It's
fall
the
back.
settling. Yeah.
They'll resettle. This is
Yeah.
good enough.
One of the 6 reasons, settling. We
Yep.
see it all the time,
Yeah.
all the time,
So,
in many ways too. Settle on
Well,
just
thank you again. I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to say Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays, and may this year be one of your most prosperous years yet.
Yeah. Thank you.